Hi, welcome to this episode of Teaching Academia. I am Leigh Hall, and today we're going to be talking about the course hashtag, and we're going to talk about what it is, why you want one, and I'm going to give you some tips for how to use it. So, first of all, I'm sure you're already familiar with a hashtag, but the course hashtag is a way for your students to find you on Twitter, right? For them to find you, for them to find each other. And when you're deciding what this is going to be, keep it simple. So if you teach an English class, right, you can see the example there, hashtag ENG101. Now, somebody's probably using that. That's just a pretty basic tag. But the thing is, right, I usually put the prefix, like English or history or anthropology or whatever, right? I would put something to that effect, followed by the actual course number. And of course, you want to check Twitter first and make sure that it's not an active hashtag because you don't want, for me with the course hashtag, I want it to be something that nobody else is using or it seems to have died out and nobody is currently using it. So it's really just me and my students using it. So why do you want to use this? Well, for me, the number one benefit for using a hashtag, right, and I use Twitter, but I mean, you could use any social media site that you wanted to, is that it extends the conversations beyond the classroom walls, right? You can use this, of course, in an online class as well, and it's another way to have all your students connected. In a face-to-face class, it helps us keep talking about, through the week, right? Which means that students end up interacting more, or they have the potential to interact more with you, with each other. And what I really like is students that may not speak out a lot in class have a space to do this when you use a social media tool, because some students just need more time to process ideas or by the time they come up with something that they really want to say, maybe the class has moved on to something else. And so it just gives people an opportunity to speak out more. Now, how do you use it? Of course, there are a number of ways. I've given you 3 basic ways here to get started. Number 1, share additional resources. And that is from you as the instructor, okay? You find an interesting article. You can't include everything in a course syllabus, but you find an interesting article, a video, you find a great Facebook group maybe that, your students might be interested in joining. Share it, okay? You don't have to require students to read and view and join all these things, but just it's a space to share it. And some students will appreciate that, and some students will read it. And of course, some students won't utilize it, and that will vary throughout the semester. Your students can also share additional resources. They can pose questions, right? If they are struggling with the readings, if they have resources related to the readings, that might help other students comprehend them better. You as one person can't find everything, but collectively, you all can find a lot of stuff together. And finally, you can also use it as a place to make class announcements. I don't do that a lot because, that sort of thing can get lost in a Twitter feed. But it is something that I have done. It can work, particularly if you're having cancel class because there's a bad weather day and you tell your students to pay attention to that sort of thing. Then they'll know to look there. All right. So please feel free to contact me. You can find me online, leahhall.wordpress.com, where I blog more extensively about issues of teaching in higher education. And email me, leahhall39@gmail.com, if you have some things you would like, topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel so you will get regular updates. And please feel free to leave a comment talking about how you use social media, how you use hashtags in your instruction.